We
I
are
will click it.
live. Or are we? Is that the question?
Oh, an error occurred. Please try again later.
Uh-oh.
Me no likey that.
Mine says meeting is now streaming live.
One exception. Unencrypted. Yeah, no big deal. Let's see. Can you see us? You guys see us in the live stream? We can hear you both. Weird. It says yes. See you. Yes. Error occurred according to YouTube. Yeah, everybody's saying yeah.
So
okay.
You could see
yeah,
it.
It must have just been a YouTube thing on the back end for whatever reason. But yeah, looks like we're good. I can close this. Yep. Everyone says we sound good. Say something, woo, dude. Just make sure your audio is good.
Say something, woo, dude.
It sounds fine to me. Sound good to you guys? Melbourne, Australia's in the house. Hey.
All right.
Solid. They say solid. Yep.
All right. Let's see if we can get some orbs to show up. Come on, guys.
Yeah. When I was in New Mexico, my Indian friend, the Indian Fred, stopped by and gave me some ceremonial things of his to keep. And he was kind of explaining what this one does and when, just stuff, how to do the altar and where to like put stuff and, just stuff. And I recorded several different videos because it was like, okay, this is one thing, I'll record that. Okay, he's gonna show me something else, record that. Something else, record that.
Yeah.
And he let me record it. So, I never would be able to remember all this. So I'm watching in the camera as he's talking and pointing, he's showing me stuff and I'm doing this. Go back to him, back to the ground, what he's showing me. And I'm just like looking at my camera. It's just my phone, and I'm going, oh my God, there's orbs going crazy. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And big. I go, whoa. And okay, maybe that was a one-off. Next video, same thing. Next video, same thing. Next video, same thing. So after he left and everything, I went back I think it was that night or the next night and just pulled up my phone again. It was like, let me just play back some of those just to make sure like it wasn't some anomaly or something. And they were all there. I mean, just an enormous amount. He gave me this wristband thing. I don't know what he calls it. He may have said it in the video. That was his that he's been using for a really long time. And he gave that to me and goes, this is yours now.
Wow.
And when I put that thing on, it felt like I had power. Yeah, it was very nice of him to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
Give me that. But I felt like I had power. When I put that on, I was like I have power, like spiritual power with this thing on. Like, wow, it's really neat. And I wore it for a little while, then I took it off, whatever. But anyways, yeah, all these orbs were just going crazy. So I thought, man, I've been around him before. I've videoed and pictures and stuff with him before, but not seen any orbs like this ever, actually. So I thought to myself, as much as I wanted to find something this time, Juliana warned me before I left, if you don't find anything, don't be discouraged this trip, and I'm like, no, my two dreams, I'm going, I gotta find something, Of course, we got sidetracked like a son of a gun. Ooh, this, oh, what's that? Oh, let's go over there. Oh, we gotta find this. It was crazy. And matter of fact, let's go into that for a second. So first of all, I get out there, I've got my helicopter, I've got a couple days before my friends get there, so I'm just doing some trial runs around the mountain with my helicopter. Never flown in that terrain, so I'm being cautious and feeling the helicopter out power and everything.
Yeah.
So I I go out there, I attach this GoPro to the tail section, which I've done it before, although it was inside of a battery pack thing, but still. And it's working for a while. Next thing I know, my phone's like, oh, lost signal to the GoPro. And I'm like, it's right behind me. How's the heck? I'm out here flying. It's not like there's interference. get back, get some fuel. Oh my God, it broke off. It snapped clean off. I go, son of a gun. So I get my other GoPro. I brought two. And I go, this one I'll leave in the cockpit with me in the canopy and just, I'll attach it here and just leave, it'll just see what I see. Because I'm like, I saw some cool stuff and I thought I recorded it all. And I did some crazy flying. Like, I felt it was weird. I felt like I had done this before. It was natural, flying around these mountains. Like it was just natural. And yet I've never done anything like that. But I get the second camera, doesn't work. I get back home. I see like 8 or 9 separate videos, which is what it does as it keeps continually recording. And they all have the same thumbnail. None of them play anything except for the very first one, which is like me leaving to go out there. Is nothing really interesting. And they recorded because I got audio of the helicopter running, but the picture was like, nope, one thumbnail and that's all you get. I go, what the hell? So I tried to repair it, didn't work. So then I call you, we're just talking, and I didn't mention this to you yet.
Yeah.
And you go, and I'm just talking about the mountain that we discovered with Amy, this other area. And you're like, oh no, it was before that. Actually, that's a different time. You were like, you didn't leave an offering, did you? And I go, oh shit, no, I didn't. And you're like, but I remember I told you to do that first thing. And I go, oh, I remember. I put a reminder in my calendar.
Yeah.
So it'll pop up on my phone. I'm going, speaking of which, why did it or did it? And oh, it did. Yeah, actually it did. Yesterday, whatever it was, showed me my prior stuff on my phone. I go, son of a, how did I miss that?
Yeah.
Like it was important to me and I still missed it. And I go, son of a gun, what the hell's wrong with me? So you're like, I got a sneaky suspicion if you leave an offering, your camera might start working again. And I'm like, well, I'll go do it. And you're like, well, yeah, just do it tomorrow when you wake up. And I'm like, no, I'm doing it right now. I'm pissed off at myself. Yeah. I'm going to see my friends at the airport and get them. I might as well just leave early and stop there because I'm mad at myself for being so dumb. It's too important.
You were excited. Yeah,
I was. I was just, but it's important though. I was like, come on.
But you're a little kid in a candy store. Remember how they always talk about you? I said, this is a guy in the front line. Look at the Snickers bar. Can I get us a Milky Way too?
Yeah.
They knew this, but there's rules.
Yeah, and I did test the camera afterwards, and it did work.
Oh yeah,
it did work. So I go, well, I bought it. Those were GoPro 7s. I had 2 of them. So I go, well, I guess I'll buy a GoPro 8. Price was right, so I bought another one, and then it came in, but that was already after I left the offering. It worked fine the whole time. Got a bunch of footage. There's this big lake over there, and we were flying by it, and to go to this other mountain I hadn't been to yet, and it was me and Amy, and I'm looking down. I go, it's really low water in that whole area right now. Like it's drought time, big time.
Yeah. And
that lake has not been as low in who knows how long. And I see this, you can see the outline of, well, here's the land and here's the water and all this, the shoreline. And I'm, I don't know, maybe 100 feet away from the shoreline is another piece of like a little tiny island thing sticking up. But it's like rock, out there. It's not like islands in Florida or something. It's like sandy. It's like, no, it's just a piece of rock mountain or something. But it's got this big piece sticking out. And I'm going, looking at it. And I go, it's got like almost like a boat ramp kind of a look to it. And I go, oh my God, is this an ancient freaking, boat ramp basically?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this flying. I go, make sure you get the camera on that. So she did. And I think I have it on my laptop. I'll have to share it sometime. But I'm just like, stuff is being revealed, like that's probably been hidden under the water and stuff. And I go, that's just not natural, man.
Right.
And, but yeah, you were right. Should have left their offering, should have done all that. And,
but you did.
Next time we will. But another time I'm telling him, I said, look, we went up this mountain and I think it's in one of these areas that the Spanish were in again, whole different mountain range. I haven't really been out here before. And I think we might be on to something out there. And he goes, well, I'm seeing, like 2 little openings or something, like 2 rock walls or something. And there's like this rock stacked. And I'm like, yeah, that's the top of the mountain, the top of this hill. Really, it's not really a mountain, it's a hill. I go, yeah, but we're not there. We were on the way up there, but we didn't get up there. We went the side way and we stopped because I thought we may have discovered something here. And but we did go the next day, or maybe it was 2 days later. And sure enough, there's this rock wall, man-made. And we're thinking, well, maybe it protects from the wind. Someone's up there, but it's a hell of a climb to get to the very top. Why would anyone want to just sit up there for no reason? No, but you, well, I guess to go ahead and say what you got. You still remember?
Yeah, well, what I got is they were overlooking an area down below for protection, and that's what that was, a lookout stand, and I felt I could see it clearly. It was really
You
strange.
described it perfectly. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, but
never being there.
yeah, but the important thing is what was down below. It wasn't what was up in the caves, and they were designed that way. What they reminded me of when I saw them in my mind's eye was that it was like eyeballs looking over the terrain. And I'm
Yeah.
really interesting. And Spirit, you said something to me about that little island. So I got to ask you something. You didn't go around the island. You weren't able to go up there with a metal detector.
I looked at that and I go,
You need to.
well, first of all, hold on, let me stop. This thing right here is so Austin Powersing me right now. I can't even stop looking at it.
Holy moly!
Just like when he's trying to focus on the guy.
Wait, Joe, let me touch it. Oh!
I had some Abreva stuff. Everyone's, oh, try this, try that. My wife tried that. I got, look, I've tried all these things people have told me. Okay. Nothing gets rid of it. It like has to come out. It has to bubble out. It breaks and then it heals. And
I know how to get rid of it. First time.
Oh, really?
Sandpaper.
Yeah, that would work. It'll break it immediately.
Of course, you might be drooling every time you take a drink, but that's okay. We can live with that.
So, all right. So okay. So Spirit's saying, okay, when I came up to it, because there's a mountain range right up there.
Yeah.
And Amy had drawn this hook looking thing in one of her like automatic writings. And I go, man, I was getting gas one time up in the town and that mountain range back there. I go, I've never been there. I've seen it. I go, I think it has the hook you're talking about. It's the only thing I heard like that. So she goes, well, when she came, oh, let's fly and go inspect closer. So it was on the way to that I kind of went towards that lake and then just swooped around there. So our mind was like, let's go to the mountain, and look and fly through it. But I saw that and I go, wow, what is that? Like, and even the one side, I go, this reminds me of like an ancient boat ramp. And she goes, oh my gosh, I think, yeah, it does, doesn't it? So we kind of flew around it, got some real good footage, and then just kept going. And I did look at it and I said, to my mind's like, you could land there. Like, it's down below. It's not real high. You don't have any power problems down that low. Like you could easily land down there. And I'm thinking, yeah, I could. And that would be kind of cool. And it'd be a pretty badass video too. But I go, no, we're on a mission. Let's just go do our thing. So now that you say that,
yeah, I keep getting
back to the metal detect.
That there's like little knickknacks or metal things that you'll find there if you go down there.
Interesting.
That you can say, well, that's cool. It's not like
not treasure, but yeah,
right. Well, it's treasure in whose eyes, right?
Right. True. It's still an artifact.
Things that are several hundred years old or whatever. I mean, that's really impressive stuff. And not just that. Think about the spirit. It's kind of like the things that Fred gave you, and all the orbs come around. Think about all the spirit beings that are interconnected through lifetimes through that, and this is why all the orbs are coming. We're coming to you. I mean, using your phone is the best thing to capture orbs.
It was incredible. I mean, I've been taking tons of video with my freaking phone, for goodness sakes. Oh, yeah. And this thing was just like,
yeah,
one.
Pretty neat.
I mean, it was like one of your, not even, actually, I'll go, it was probably more than I've seen even you do. And I've been pretty amazed by the shit that you've done with your orbs. Like, I'm like, they never come on my screen. They never
come on, guys.
I'll take my background down. They never show up here. It was like,
I got orb envy now. What have you done to me?
Whoa. Well, of course, after he left, it's a different story. I guess, they all settled down, but yeah, just, I'm guessing maybe this trip was again, like, no, it's not time. No, you got some spiritual stuff to do. You're going to find some new stuff. You'll find a new area to explore, but you got to do this stuff first.
You know what? But you're getting stronger every time you go out there. You're getting more and more connected. You know what I'm saying? When they want to give it up to you, they will. But it's always when they want to. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I told you with electronics. I mean, when you called me on the phone, you didn't say anything, but they're
No.
talking to me. I'm going, Joe, you
Yeah.
didn't leave that. And you didn't even bring up the video or nothing, Joe.
Yeah. The way you said it was just like that. It wasn't like, hey, did you leave that offering? Or, it was, Joe, you didn't leave that offering, did you? Or an offering, did you? In kind of a scolding tone. I go, oh my God, damn it. Damn it, I didn't, son of a bitch. And I'm like, getting mad like myself. I was like, this. And I go, even our old dig site, which I haven't been back to in a while, like I've been wanting to bring an offering there for a while. I have it in my backpack. I'll have it in my pocket. I'll get up there. I'll forget about it and then leave. And then I'm down by the car. Oh, I hiked all that way. Oh yeah, I forgot. And I'm like, well, I'm not going back up now. I'm just like, go do it. Why do you can remember all this other stuff, but you can't remember that. And I don't feel like it's important. And I'm just frustrated with myself, I guess, on that one. I'm getting like,
you would
slap me in the face.
That getting run over by a Jeep one time that you'd probably learn your
lesson.
What? You want something bigger?
Always, yeah.
Really, Joe? How'd that work out for you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I get reminded when I go on a long hike, like up and then back down, my little knees, usually the left one first, then maybe the right one, starts to feel a little bit like a little soreness coming in the exact spots that it was hurt when it first happened, but I can go for quite a while before that happens. So that's good to know, or else, it would suck. Well, I can't hike anymore, no, but yeah, I remember that. That's for sure. But just what an amazing place. They call it all these signs as you go in there to the state, the land of enchantment. And
you have no idea
of enchantment. Yeah, I was like, wait till he gets in the mountain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, when you think of all the lives that have been lost out there, good and bad.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, there's a lot of great memories of love and then you got, bad memories. I guess that's like any place in the world these days is good and bad, that's gone on through, hundreds and thousands of years.
I wonder if they'll tell you what was or maybe happened. It was that same hill where you got the rock walls. But if that hill's this way, we came in from this way, the side. That was just the best way up. And again, we got sidetracked up that first hill before we even got to the top to the other thing, because I'm like, hey, these look like, I think the Spanish have been here. These rocks, these things are aiming at each other. This thing's pointing at this rock below right here, so we start poking around. But before we got to that spot, like this, where this one rock was sticking up, there was these 3 dead trees. I mean, no leaves, no nothing, just the tree and the branches still standing. 1, 2, 3, just 10 feet apart maybe. And that general spot was pretty flat. Like the whole thing was an incline, but you get up to those trees and maybe, I don't know, 10 or 12 feet in front of it was all kind of flat. So you could walk pretty straight in front of the tree, go up to each tree, no problem. You're not at an angle. And me and Amy were up there, and we're just standing there. And as we entered this tree area, and I'm going, man, getting a weird feeling, man. And she's like, oh my God, I don't like this feeling. And I go, yeah, it's not a pleasant feeling, but it's not like we're in danger feeling either, but like something bad happened here.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling. And she's like, I can't even stand here. I got to keep going. I can't stand in this. So she went up higher. That's when she found this other rock we started, entertaining. But I sat there and I go, I got to leave an offering right here, right now, and release any spirits that want to go. So I said some things and made an offering, and I felt better, a lot better afterwards. And then it was either a day or two later when we went back up there, I think to go up to the rock wall, the man-made wall thing. We stopped by that because it's kind of on the way. And she goes, all right, I have to do the same thing you did. I have to do that too. And I go, okay. So she did. And then she felt way better too. And then ever since then, as I walked into the area, I didn't feel that whatever hanging over. What do you think was theirs? I mean, is that where they murdered people, reprimanded people?
No, I think people were drawn into that area and were killed. In other words, you didn't see it coming. Somebody waiting, and then you're coming through a path, and they get taken out. So I believe it's an area that you'd call being hijacked, or, I'm sure there's better words for that type of a thing. But bushwhacked, I guess
Yeah.
they call it back then. But like I said, in my mind's eye, I could see two eyes. I could see it. Well, I described it so well to you. And but it was all about what was down below.
So they were protecting maybe some stuff that's hidden in there.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is Joe, you're not dealing with one group of people. It's almost like this batch comes through and they did something here, and then another batch, for whatever, fallen in the same path, and then there's another batch.
Like different periods of time.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's kind of like somebody throwing, when you buy a box of puzzles and you got all these little pieces all over there, right? And then some asshole throws in 100 other pieces from some other puzzle. Okay. And then another one. So you got them all together. Go ahead, try to put them all together. It's like there's so many different ways you could go. And I believe you get a confliction, like you'll see this. Well, this is such and such, but then you'll get something else. Well, that has nothing to do with this guy, and so on and so forth.
You're like, oh, that's a Spanish marker. Oh, what's this one? I don't know. Maybe it's ancient. It's old, and no one knows what it is, but it's there.
Well, that's why
means something.
A year ago, whenever it was, I go, Joe, I said there's a lot of death that was up in one of those caves, and a shaman put a curse. I could feel the curse. It's like, remember I said this is not the guy to screw with, and he put a curse on the people that killed his people, okay, and him. And because of that curse, he's living like, I guess my best way to describe it is in between dimensions, where you're still hovering earthbound, but you're separated from it. And I kept getting that, you would think it would be easy to move him on, and it's not. And on top of it, it's all of his people are still there with him, okay, because of this thing. And but then it was another area that's up there. I went, my God, I said, this is being protected by a woman.
Got an orb. I saw an orb on your screen. They're coming through.
Oh, come on. You could do better than that. He was working on some big ones.
Okay,
come on, guys.
Look, come through his screen and then go right to the side into my screen. Like, just go do a loop. Doing
a loop-de-loop?
Yeah, from here to my house in an instant.
There we go. They're trying to touch your mole to say, what's that?
Well, you mentioned the woman. Yeah, they're gonna go right into my lip. You mentioned the woman before, like a witch. I think is how you described her. And I was looking at some footage.
Or a woman shaman, but very dark order. Very, very, very aggressive. And it had nothing to do with the other shaman at all. It's like a whole nother time. But again, very, very
before powerful. Or after him, do you think?
Good question. Okay, I'm getting after.
Okay.
After him. So again, just like civilizations, on what I have seen, that many civilizations are always built on where there was one previous. It's like where they showed me like pyramids around the world, that one day we'll find out that there's pyramids that are on top of pyramids that are on top of pyramids. And for whatever reason, they keep building the civilizations on there because of either ley lines, energies, or mysteries from the past that have been brought forward. Kind of like what Fred does when they talk about ancestors and the information that they get, and they just build and build and build. And when you see the pyramids, that you can also see the technologies that were incredibly advanced. Okay, so it's almost like the deeper you go, the more advanced they are. It's very strange. I wish I had the answers to all that, but I don't. I haven't really, dove into it, but they did show me that, especially when you're dealing with going down to Central Brazil, not Central Brazil, but Central America and those areas, Peru, that these things are on top of each other. Very strange. You go, how in the heck could they even do that? So they had to have gone through some really rough times to even cover that stuff up. You know what I'm saying? So you're talking cataclysmic situations that have happened many times over, in the world. It is what it is. But civilization lives on, kind of like what we're going through now, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these accidental, deaths and heart attacks happening out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That we'll say.
So I wasn't sure if I was gonna bring this out or not, but what the heck?
Yeah.
Yesterday I was doing readings Saturday morning, and I even told Julianne, I was really bothered by this one. A lot of stuff that I get, it's during readings, depending where I am in the world, talking with people. And this really bugged me. And this person, obviously, I'm not going to mention names, but he's probably watching right now. But if I remember right, he was out in Minnesota, and we were talking about certain family members going to school or whatever, and I kept getting speed bumps. I'm going, and then they showed me something that a witch's hat, pointy hat, like on a Wizard of Oz or whatever. And those orange cones that
like safety cones.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So there were two of them, but they were standing on the tips, and they both look like witches' hats, right? In that respect. And then I go, oh my gosh! I said to the guy, I said something's happened today, or it's happened last night, or it's happening today. I said, whatever it is, it's really big, and this is going to have a lot of consequences to it, whatever this thing is. And I said, it'll spread worldly, whatever this thing is. I was very uneasy because I felt it was something really, really big that either is about to occur on Saturday or it happened, while I was doing a reading. And I don't know, I didn't get done. I think I got done 3 hours later or whatever on Saturday. And out of the blue, somebody emails me something. And I went, my God, there it is. It's funny how people just know what to email me, that either hear something or whatever. It's just really weird. And I had not talked to anybody about this. I just told Julie, I said, it really bothers me. And what it was I can't remember what site that they got it off of, but it was one of the major sites. But 2 ships were hit at a port off of Ukraine in the harbor.
I think I heard that. Yeah, supposedly Russian or something.
Yeah, it happened. It happened that day, right? And I went, shoot. I said, this is going to be big. And the people that were involved in it, this is really going to spread. And now today more has come out, about it. And I guess that's where they had opened up an area to feed the world, to let that grain out. Okay, because I guess Ukraine is, the capacity of what they create with their grains, I guess, is incredible. And so the Russians shut that off. I went, okay, obviously that's going to create an issue worldwide. And I'm going, huh? And I'm going, I said, there's going to be more to it. I said, it's going to hit areas that maybe have very high populations. But I said, whoever did this, okay, it's going to come out. Okay, and it's going to escalate. And now we know it's come out. Today, I saw something where Okay, that two countries were involved in this. Okay, I'm trying to be careful right now.
Yeah.
I say, but one of them is connected to London Bridge coming down, and the other one is us.
Yeah. Well, so Liz Strauss over there, they're saying on Twitter, people I follow, like Kim.com is saying it, and some other people, that her iCloud account was hacked. And he didn't say it was hacked. He goes, boy, it's nice to have administrative access to iCloud to look at things. But he said that she texted our guy, it's done, 1 minute after the pipeline underwater thing happened.
So now let's talk about why that bothered me about the witches. I had that overwhelming, like, oh shit, this is big. And then, the witch's hat and the cone still stayed on its point. I'm going, something big is going to happen. Is it going to happen on
Halloween?
Yeah,
tomorrow?
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
So witch's hat, yeah.
All right. Now, everybody listening to this, please, with all your abilities out there, put a lot of discernment into this. This is what I do. All right. And see what you think out there. We would all love to hear it in that respect. But again, it really bothered me. Now, today, what did you send me? Another one.
Another bridge fallen and broken with people hanging off of it. I think it was China or Taiwan, or I don't even know where it was
India.
now. What was it? Oh, India.
India.
Yeah.
Okay. So
bridge over troubled water. Boy, did you start something with that.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is, you see, when they gave me that song, when I said it, I knew it was some sort of a meme or something that would continue to go forward like a snowball.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah. And so that came back to why I felt so upset during that reading. Like, I knew this person's in Minnesota and it's going to create issues with the person who's trying to go to school, this and that. I go, it's coming this way. I says, let's see what this thing is. And so today, as I was driving, I was trying to talk with Spirit, and I said, you had just sent me that bridge, and I went, my God, I feel so sad when I see this stuff. It really makes me sad. And I said, this is connected, isn't it? And I kept yes. And then they brought me to a movie. Do you remember that scary movie, Destination?
Yeah.
Where
Final Destination.
Yeah, where death follows and there's nothing you can do about it. So then you showed me the bridge of India, okay, and all those people dying there. And I went, oh, shit. It's like you can't stop it. So whatever is going on with the grain, the food, not being able to get it, is going to do a lot of damage to them. Okay. And that just shows me that expands out farther, and that'll affect many, many people. I just, when I get these things, it breaks my heart. And you just like, what do you
Thanks for the information. I want the information. So
it gets kind of heavy sometimes, Joe. It really does. And some things you just can't throw out there. It's like right now, the most important thing that, so many people that come to your channel or JC's, that they're so spiritually connected, okay, in a way that a lot of them don't even realize it, okay, until they bring it out. And one of the most important things that we all do, it's kind of like what you did when you finally took some time off and you went out to New Mexico to do something that you so enjoyed to do.
Yeah.
And every one of us, from the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you, you can't keep looking down what I tell people, the dark well. Okay. Yep. You got to get some information, but come back up every single day right now. Live life. Okay. And there's a reason for it. When in the South, you guys still have flowers and beautiful things. All right. When you can see the beauty of creation, what you got to understand that when you bring this stuff in that gives you such enjoyment, or when you are out there and you have incredible laughter, what you're actually doing, you're an energized being of energy that when you see this, your body sucks it in, all right, and it energizes you with what I call light, okay, and gives you the strength. When you do nothing but follow the hardship or the death and everything that's going wrong, you're actually removing that energy from your body. All right. And when you do not follow this rule and you live in darkness, they win. Understand, they win.
Yeah.
Okay. When all of you that are listening to this bring joy and love, and yeah, I know there's shit going on. I get it. Okay. You have to flow with what's going on. Don't overreact and use your head, but bring in joy every day. Find something, all right, that brings you that laughter or just that wonder of, wow, what a magnificent place. Because I really believe we can change these things that are happening out there. Okay. And if enough of us come together and bring in this light and this energy, we will repel that bullshit. And I believe, we have a lot of batteries running around out there that can really do this. And the thing is it's real. I mean, it's real. This is an incredible time to be alive and to see these things. And it is scary, but you know what? We all got to leave sooner or later and go back home. Just stay in the game, because it's a hell of a game. You don't want to get called in early, right?
It's true. When I was out there, I was very busy. Day we wake up, go eat breakfast, and okay, let's go do something.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really spending the time I normally would have. Let me look at my phone. Let me see what's going on here. Let me get some news. I was just like, nope, you're out here. This is, you'd smell these things you've never smelled before, like out in the middle of nowhere, clean air. You're just sitting there on the side of a mountain or hill somewhere going, there's nobody around me for miles and miles. There's no civilization. Just listen and look, just take this in. Like, it was so nice to just disconnect from, reality, so to speak, for a while. And then, now I'm back home and okay, back to my normal life. And of course I still search and find crap every day, doing my normal thing, but it's just nice to sometimes disconnect, have a good time, laugh, enjoy yourself, enjoy your friends, your company. Nothing, the world's you're not going to miss anything if you just took a little bit of time off and just left all that stuff alone.
That's right.
And, just enjoyed life for a little bit. So it was nice to quickly, go down there, deal with that and have that time with a couple of friends and,
yeah.
Well, it's back. So
it's important. That's why I didn't even, I tried not to bother you. I said, if there's something urgent, I said, I knew you'd contact me. It's like, it's really important, and it's not that you leave a reality, you are making reality around you. And that's why you need to bring in the beauty and the love and these wonderful things, and not keep that darkness all around you. Like I said, if this is all you're doing, they win. You're not living life. And we all need to bring this out. It's an incredible time. But I know sometimes it gets really difficult and it can get consuming. But we all have to do our best to understand that we got to keep our body charged, our light, to keep the darkness out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really, really important right now. But go ahead, your turn. But
boom. Yeah. Now I was going to ask if you had anything, a while back, you had a couple different things with Putin and NATO and kickboxing and all this weird vision that Spirit showed you that kind of played out, So any new thing on that, or just still letting it play out?
Yeah, well, what I get is I think the last one we discussed, and I think that was even before the war started, when I went, oh my God, he's going after the head of NATO.
Yeah.
Remember I said that? And that was even before the war. I went, oh shoot. Okay. And the last one was when he punched the big guy in the face and it turned into an ATM machine. The money started spitting out. Nobody would touch it.
That's right. Nobody wanted the money.
Right. Right. What I kept seeing is over the last few days is that a knockout punch is coming. Okay. And understand that you have all these individuals that are mentally unhinged, okay, trying to rule the world. And you know, they truly do want to see the three biggest guys. All right, now I don't have to say what each country is. Imagine the three biggest guys to get in an all-out brawl. All right, because everything that's happening that we see in that country that's fighting is all about the financial systems, the control of everything, and here's the big one, and to hide everything that they've done. Do you remember where I said that Nancy P. Spirit gave her a warning, right? And
you mentioned her husband too.
Exactly. I said, watch what happens to the husband.
Yes.
Okay? And boy, is he having a good time.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second.
They're giving me a song.
What is it?
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, hammer in the evening, all over the land.
I thought it was MC Hammer. I was going to go with MC Hammer.
Well,
can't touch this.
Come on. I'm 67. What the hell? Go ahead. Give us the MC then.
Yeah, MC Hammer. Can't touch this. Boo, doo, doo, doo. Doo, 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 doo. Can't touch this.
Wait, let me get the beat going. Go ahead.
The thing is, it's like, okay, the glass is broken on the outside of the house. If you broke in, and I saw cops comment that somebody retweeted and got a lot of views. They're like, he goes, I've been in plenty of burglaries. The glass breaks to the inside.
No.
Because the person's outside breaking the glass and it falls on the inside. He goes, all this glass is on the outside. You know, what's a half-naked man doing with another half-naked man, which is Mr. Pelosi? They both have hammers. How does somebody even get into the property if he broke in on the third in line to be the president, potentially, and no security? What about the security cameras? Where's all the information? Of course, they have the local San Francisco hand-selected chief of police, of course, for the Democrats. Yeah, he's gonna be charged with you know, all these different charges, and it's like, okay, and that guy's girlfriend or ex-wife or whatever she was to him was a pedophile woman that got charges against her like a few years ago. So nothing, you know, he chanted something about that the January 6th protesters said. What? Okay.
You're missing the whole point though, Joe. All right. The whole point here is the work ethic of an 83-year-old man to do carpentry to 2 to 3 in the morning. I am freaking impressed. You're gonna be telling me he ain't swallowing blue pills. He's doing something else, boy. Okay, but I am damn impressed.
Well, if you remember, he was pulled over drunk. Remember that?
Yep.
Like months ago.
Yep.
And all of, not all, but some of the important Telegram people I follow were the first ones to break the news of, and this includes Entheo Shines, who is spot on with anything that person ever says. Who was in the car with Mr. Pelosi? That's what he kept saying. Who else was in the car when he got pulled over? As I saw this case with the hammer unfold, I couldn't help but to think, oh man, I wonder if that dude was also the guy in the car back then. Yeah. Mr. Hammer guy.
I think it's another one.
another call.
Mhm.
Usually a call girl, but I guess in his case, it's a call guy.
I don't even know where to go with that shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm impressed at 83. It's like, really? Oh,
Yeah. How do you do it?
It's one of those seventh wonders of the world, Joe.
I guess they must have access to certain things that you and I don't have access to, or the average person.
I guess they do. I think what would have really put me over the edge if he had a habit trail set there too. That would have done it right there.
Yeah.
Never mind. But you know what? That makes a lot of sense why NP is the way she is.
And the same thing with the Clintons.
Oh,
Bill's doing his own thing. Hillary's doing her own thing. It's just like these fake, TV marriages, so to speak, that's just made for TV. And they know it and they don't care because it's like, well, that's how we roll and that's just it. Strange. Yeah. And these are the people in the highest positions, ruling us. And we wonder why they vote the way they do and they do the things they do.
Well, but see, that's where you're dealing with, look at the whole world.
Same story.
The tree of evil, all the roots are going to be exposed. Yep. None of it's going to be hidden for all of humanity to see. And I know you want to cover up your eyes sometimes, but if it's hot, you just got to take a look at it. Are you kidding me? Like, dude. And the guy gets hit with a hammer. It's okay. I'll be cool.
Yeah.
Really?
2 a.m. both half naked. Yeah. I mean, we were working on the wall. We were doing some carpentry. Okay.
My next question. Was it a claw hammer? Or was it a ball peen hammer?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm just saying.
We probably should find out. I mean, that's And were they both, or did one have a ball peen and one have a claw, and they're fighting over? I want that one.
Oh, like Thor.
Yes, I want to be Thor this time. Oh, you were Thor last time. All right.
Oh shit! All right, folks. Listen, we need humor sometimes. That's part of this channel. You just gotta look back and go things that go. Oh my god! But I hope some people made some money on Doge. I felt so bad. You were out in Mexico and Spirit said something to me. I go, he's got Doge. Everybody's got Doge. And so I told Julianne, I says, yeah, I'm going to buy a bunch of it. I said, I think it's going to just go up. In 5 days, I think I bought it at, what did I buy it at? 5.5 or 6 cents or whatever it was. I went, shh. I went, uh-oh.
Yeah, it doubled pretty quick.
Well, it's going to do some more runs, but something really big is about to happen. All your people who are waiting for that dip, I really believe you better hold on your britches and double check everything, because
it's be quick.
Yeah. I believe that it may be interconnected with what just happened at that port. With I think something bigger will happen, but it's definitely going to also be connected with London Bridge, the financials.
Yep.
And I really do believe whatever this thing is, it's going to happen within the next week. Maybe 2 weeks at the most. Could be tomorrow for all I know.
I think Cliff High had some. I don't know what the data was, but it was something where like the 13th of November, emotional tension, his thing, whatever, runs super high. There's some event, doesn't know what.
Yeah.
On or about the 13th, plus or minus, day or two or whatever.
We're all feeling it without a doubt. It's like,
we got midterms on the 8th. Can't wait to see how that goes, what the Democrats are going to do. But there could be a number of things that just bang, 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 that just, cause some singular event, I guess, to take place.
Yeah. And I still got to go back in time where I saw fires in some of the cities, not all of them, but some. It's like
U.S. cities.
Yeah. And
that would tell me that the Democrats are probably in trouble if there's fires in cities.
Well, I believe
like midterms.
So this is the thing. I mean, would they like to stop it? I think what they're trying to do is, with the provocations that are happening in other countries, to create an overspill to stop it, because understanding that if they give up their positions, a lot of them will be arrested, I would assume, okay, and looked into. So they're not going to give it up. So what I kind of believe, that's funny. So that, man, they show me some weird analogies. So right now while I'm talking, they're showing somebody being hung, but their feet are barely touching the ground. So where they should be dead, they're not, and they can keep going up and down, and that's what they're showing me. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be, the elections will be like a hanging, but it won't be complete. Okay, like a hung jury. Okay, so no matter what happens, they're not going to give up their spots. And I believe that maybe that's part of,
Like, oh, we're still counting. Oh, we're still counting. Oh, we're still counting. Oh, we're still counting. Dude, it's been months. Oh, we're still counting. You know.
yeah, because I mean, the thing is if they could stop that projection that they're trying to push out on everybody, and these other things become worse, okay, which are gonna, that that will enable them to try to stay in. But if that happens, then it starts to spiral out of hand, you know. What I'm afraid to see is a big giant bridge go down in the United States, because I know wherever these are happening, that they're interconnected with very big things.
Well, my worse than 9/11 dream would be a perfect card to pull.
What was that?
This was months ago with JC, where he was a buffalo jousting with another buffalo.
I remember. Yeah.
But before that, I start the dream off where some big 9/11 event just happened, and I'm looking up at skyscrapers, power's out, like things are bad. And I'm like, I have to get out of here. Like these things could fall on me. Like we got to get out of here. And I find this little John boat. Like I felt like I was in New York City, but I can't say that for sure. And getting this John boat, and I get out of there, and I go to this kind of marshy area and get off and go get my truck to go pull the guy's boat back who I basically stole it from. Like I knew who owned it, and I was going to go get it for him. And then that's when I see JC jousting as a buffalo with another buffalo. I'm the king of the hill. And I thought, well, Buffalo, New York, that's near the Niagara Falls. Could there be something there? Whatever. I don't know. But I just remember getting this knowledge in the dream. This was worse than the first 9/11.
Yeah.
Like damage wise or whatever happened, it was bigger. It was just worse. So if you take that into consideration as maybe happening right after or during or before the elections, we can't continue because we have to deal with this. And, you know,
right. That, see, you know, going back to that vision I had with the duck hunters and
black swans.
Yeah. And that they said that we'll be shooting these down until hell freezes over. To me, that's winter. Okay. And then with that Howard Cosell thing, get ready to rumble. What happens in September will run through November. Okay. I'm going, oh boy. Okay. And every month that goes by, it gets bigger. We thought September was big. Then you look at what's happened in October. Now November will be even bigger, you know, and it's like, dang, you know, what do you do? Just flow with this, you know.
Yeah,
you gotta let the chess pieces move. You just have to. Could you imagine if they took a bridge down, a big bridge in the United States that connects some of these big cities? On how much problem that would be.
The remote viewers, I was just watching, I think it was this, because I went back and watched an older one, but I think it was the one they just did a few days ago for November, crypto viewing guys. And I thought one of them had something there, and they showed a bridge with suspension thing, suspension bridge that had a problem, and the way they drew it looked like some of the big suspension pieces, the wires or whatever, were like flopped down and like, like problem. And I don't know if they knew where this was or whatever, but when I saw it, I go, and I thought it was, have to do with America too. And I go, that could be maybe the Golden Gate Bridge. Is that a suspension bridge?
Well,
That's been in a lot of Hollywood movies.
Bridges that connect New York City. I mean, when you think
That'd be one. That would be a big one.
That would also correlate with you grabbing a lot of energy off of New York the way you have been. But because this bridge meme has been growing, mind-boggling, and I'm going, my God, here we are. We're all living on the edge as it is with financials and everything that's going on. If it did something like that, that would be like incredibly devastating to an area. I mean, because some of these places, you'd have to drive another 8 hours around or something.
Well, I just quickly typed in suspension bridge, New York, Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, Niagara Falls Suspension Bridge, George Washington Bridge, Robert F. Kennedy Bridge, Williamsburg Bridge, Whitestone Bridge, Roebling's Delaware Aqueduct, and then Verrazano Narrows Bridge. So there's a few bridges in New York. Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, Niagara Falls Suspension Bridge. It's actually called that.
Well, I mean, you just said that the remote viewers just showed something like that, and with this.
Yeah, well, they saw this bridge, but I think his viewing was like, as he was saying it, I go, well, he's the one that got the session, not me. I'm listening. But my mind's going, no, he's really literally talking about a bridge, a suspension bridge. But the way he was wording it was like they were trying to look at the crypto market or something, or I forgot what they were focusing on at that moment. He goes, well, I saw this, and he kind of tied it in that way. My body was going, oh, no. No, it's really a bridge. It's really a suspension bridge. And there's really going to be a problem with it. That's the whole vibe I got just looking at what he wrote and then talked about it. But he wasn't going down the path of, I think, suspension bridge in U.S. is going to die. I don't think he's kind of skipped over
it. You would hope not. And, it's just, I'm not underestimating anything, because I know we're really coming into a lot of black swans. And the key here is that, in that vision, there were so many of them. And, you think it's just coming in one direction, and it's not. It's everything. And it all adds up. It's like an avalanche. Was it the last snowstorm that caused it, or was it one snowflake? Nothing against the snowflakes out there. Okay, please.
Any snowflakes listening,
don't misread me. I love you guys too, okay? But it's like, oh my goodness gracious. But on the crypto end of it, I know a lot of people are really backing away from this and saying, well, maybe 23, maybe 24. And listen, I'll own this. Okay. Frick my ego. Okay. I really believe we're going to have the liftoff before January. I think we're going to see all new highs. And I know the odds are so far against me. I hear everybody go, are you out of your mind? Ooh, dude. Listen, it's not like Spirit has just come to me and said it. It's my gut. And I'm not afraid to come out and say it. It's like, here it is.
We could still have a giant, quick, brutal one. Like Dick Algard, in the same thing I'm talking about, had said, he goes, I saw this like one big, deep, bad red candle in Bitcoin in his session, his remote viewing session. He goes, but it's like, way down, like, holy moly, then back up.
See, that's
so it's quick. And his last reading from last month, he had said he got this vision or whatever in this session. The people waiting for their low orders to fill, get ready. Like, it's going to happen, but you got to be like, he goes, you got to have your orders in. Like, I feel it's going to be so quick, you'll miss it if you're not like ready. And that's what you've been saying this whole time. Like, I don't want to mess with it because I'll miss it. I can't put these orders in like you guys do. So I've been trying to tell my peeps on Patreon, like, look, you can do limit orders, have them ready to go.
Yeah.
especially with XRP, because I know prices that I got on that, and we can easily set those. But the other ones, I'm like, well, just look at the market. If it starts getting into the 25-cent XRP zone in the 20s, you better start looking at other coins and get ready to pull the trigger. But again, if this just happens really fast and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you're sleeping, you better have an app on your phone like FTX or something that you put an alert on Bitcoin or whatever to alert you if it goes down like some huge amount, so that it wakes you up and you can maybe quickly grab your phone and Coinbase, buy, some of these coins, that kind of a thing, and maybe you'll luck out.
Yeah. See, I'm not gonna get I don't have that greed point because I just know where it's going. So it doesn't matter to me. Okay. Believe in me, I'm gonna have a good dinner when it happens. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit about the bottom. And that's why I mean, do I have a little, dry stuff on the side? Yep. But again, I'm not going after that. But kudos to the people that know how to do it and have that patience. I have a hard enough sleeping at night as it is. I don't need to be worried about that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It can keep you up. It can certainly keep you up,
Yeah,
waiting and wondering and
yeah, yeah. But I still believe that we will see that launch before silver and gold. Okay. And then
but that could happen right, but like you said, before they even get out of the year.
yeah. Yeah. I've got to go back to, and again, it's not like Spirit said, hey, it's happening on this date. They haven't done anything to me like that.
Yeah.
I got to go with my feeling. And then psychically, I go back to many years ago where Cliff actually said that people were having parties, 100,000.
100K Bitcoin party.
Yeah. And, I know he's cutting into consciousness. There's no doubt in my mind. It's just the timing of it. And honestly, I believe it's this year. I believe it's this holiday season. But remember, whatever creates this, it's not a good time either. There'll be a lot of things going on. So,
but again, if you guys all have mortgages or debt or whatever, you get to pay it off, whether the dollar's dying or not. It's in the same dollars system. So your debt doesn't go up, your mortgage doesn't go up, it stays the same. And now you got this chunk of money to pay it off.
Pay everything off. Do whatever you can do to get yourself in a great position, because we're going to be dealing with this for a while, and then we're going to run into the issues with the crossing of the planets. You guys don't forget that. I'm telling you, that shit is happening. Okay. And our weather's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. The volcanoes are going to get worse and worse, but we'll adapt to it. We will adapt to it, but it's got to create other circumstances. That's why, again, you've got to flow with this. You can't fight this. You got to flow with it. The object is that we all make it to the backside of this game and bring in this new world. All right. That's existing out there. And we just need to bring it forward. And interesting times, my friend. Crazy. But I don't know what else.
All right. That's it. Well, I got to go put Ian to bed, actually. And
what time is it?
It's 9 o'clock on the dot.
No way. We started on time. We're ending on time.
Go figure.
It happens. So maybe the next times we do it, you could get, how you and I talked about bringing things of the woo, where people can bring up things that have happened to them, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, have stories.
Where your Patreon people can call into you and give descriptions, because I think it would help many, many people out there. The beautiful people that I talk to on the phone have had some incredible stories that are just unbelievable.
Yeah, we could do like call in and share your story night. Well, and I could maybe just set up Telegram or something and have a private chat in there and have a bunch of people.
Yeah, make it easy. Maybe your Patreon people, whatever, will be able to go right in, and if they could keep it short, that's the key. And I think it would help many, many people that are out there that have gone through things that it's like they're even afraid to talk to people about them. And I get it. It's
Mhm.
like, because instantly they say, you're out of your mind. And it's like, well, but when you give it out to like-minded people that, my God, I actually have gone through that.
Yeah,
I
then
think,
it's a lot easier to
well,
deal
I
with
think
or talk about.
I think it'll be very healing, not just for the person to release it, but for the other people that would
Yo,
really
that's
want to
me.
hear
Yeah.
it,
Yeah. Yep.
which is really important. And maybe we could do some whoa nights.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah. Let,
Yeah.
let all your Patreon people give you say, yeah. Let's do it. Get the input on it and see if people are interested.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm guarantee it.
Yeah, but interaction back and forth, especially now,
Yeah.
because things are going to get weirder. Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, on that note, we both bid all of you farewell until next time.
May the
We are
force
out.
be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Holy moly! Holy moly!
Mole. I'm banning you from that. I'm you left wing lunatic or you right wing lunatic. You made fun of my lip. I'm banning you now. I'm unfriending you.
Be proud. Stand it up. You gotta do it right, or don't do it at all.
That's right. Go big or go home.
That's it, man.
That's what they say when they form on my lip. Go big or go home. Damn, Christmas. That thing has its own zip code.
Well, maybe next week you'll be able to hang a jacket on it.
You never know.
Let's hope not.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right, my friend. You take care now.